ねえ私のことが好きなら気づいて気づいて気づいて気づいて夢を見せてよどうして分かってくれないの嫌いだ嫌いだ嫌いだ嫌いだ二度と触れないでちょっと待ってどこからおかしくなったのダメなとこも好きになれてよかったのにパッと飲んで誰かに言ってもらえたらあなたのこと忘れられると思っていた友達って活動良くないけど繋がってるなら悪くはないね魂魂聞いてやんじゃって優しくされると余計に辛いけど冷たくされるの望んでないよ私だけでいいよって信じちゃってバカだねえ私のことが好きなら気づいて気づいて気づいて気づいて夢を見せてよどうして分かってくれないの嫌いだ嫌いだ嫌いだ嫌いだ二度と触れないで最後は一二の三でなんか目星あの子とのこと呪ってられるわねえ空いた時間を返してよ嘘つき嘘つき嘘つき嘘つきでもまた好きだよ手つって吐いてそうちゃんと生きて鼓膜なめぐらいの子だとかしつくす煙るそうだねえ置いてかないでねえお腹すいた見て見ぬふり面を剥いで燃えないゴミにするんだねえ私のことが好きなら気づいて気づいて気づいて気づいて夢を見せてよどうして分かってくれないの嫌いだ嫌いだ嫌いだ嫌いだ大嫌いだろうあなたが振り向かないの気づいてる気づいてる気づいてる気づいてるくせに私はどうしてか叶われないのしたいよしたいよしたいよしたいよ離れたくないよ最後は一二の三でなんか目星あの子とのこと言われられるわねえ最後にギュッとさせてほしいありがとうありがとうありがとうありがとうこれであなたを
All right. Hello. Hello, 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 everybody. I know this is kind of, well, all of my streams are kind of out of the blue. But I have somebody very special here with us. Go ahead and say hello.
Hello, folks.
Hello, hello. I have, which username would you rather go by?
Either one is fine. Most people I feel like in the comments lately just call me Doc, and that works fine.
Okay. Doc works fine. Okay. So, I think most of us know you as Dinosaur Tornado.
Correct.
So I think that way, I'll plug your YouTube channel here in just a second. But let me pull up the screen here.
Yeah, Dinosaur Tornado works just fine. It's very easy to remember.
It is. It is. Okay, so let's look through the chat here, and we have Spencer Silveira. Hi, hey girl. Mandy S. Hello. Hi. Heather Feather. Hola. Buenas noches. Buenas noches. ¿Cómo está? Evil Little McNuggets. Hi. Okay, and that's all we have in the chat right now. Would you like to add anything before we begin?
No, just thank you for doing this. This is very exciting. I've never done a live stream before because I'm old as fuck. So let's go.
Oh my gosh, I've been binging your content and I've been dying to like pick your brain about this because it's so much more analytical than anybody else's content out there right now, and it's so refreshing. It's so refreshing.
It's true.
Well, thank
You've
you.
been like, hyping
Yeah.
yourself up for this Dr. Coctopus stream all day.
I have been hyping myself for this Dr. Coctopus stream all day. Bien, gracias. ¿Tú cómo estás? Oh, pues, muy bien. Muy bien. Ahorita me voy a, I'm gonna fill up a bowl and I'm gonna get a little bit more baked and we're gonna enjoy Lorne being Lorne.
Hola, Heather Feather, ¿cómo está usted?
Ay, ¿usted también habla español?
Un poco, sí.
Ay, mira, mira. Well, that's nice. That's always a nice
Uh,
surprise.
con Duolingo,
Uh,
pero sí.
well, you're doing very well.
Gracias.
Very, very well. Señor
Estoy
Doctor.
muy,
Shut up.
estoy, estoy muy blanco.
Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. My husband
Señor
is
Doctor
also very blanco.
Oh, as we say in the American South, bless your heart, Senor Doctor Coctopus. Why didn't I come up with that name? That is a
Dr.
great one. Bear on a
Coctopus.
tricycle.
That's my husband. You'll see a lot of him. He likes to come in with little snarky remarks like that.
Well, it was that from that video I watched yesterday where they were playing that game and that guy just randomly goes, "No, Dr. Coctopus!"
Blanquito como la nieve says Drive 137. All right, so let's go ahead and get started.
In a few minutes, our next
Can you see it?
potential predator will
Can.
probably be thinking he too should have stayed away.
Okay, his name is Lorne, L-O-R, and you're Kayla. He should have condoms, pizza, bracelet,
Driving
and a
truck?
can.
Hey, I'm glad you could come.
That's
How are you?
Strut.
I'm good, how are you?
Good.
Turns out
How's
today
Drive?
is his birthday. 37-year-old Lorne Armstrong.
Terrible.
Instructor
Really? How
He's been
come?
chatting with a girl posing as a 13-year-old for more than a month. It's one of the longest chat logs we've ever seen. 407 pages. You
That's my big thing with Lorne. He loves to say that he didn't meant that he I never went meant to do it. I never meant to do it. We weren't meant to do it. But he spent a whole month with this kid, like waking up in the morning and texting her first thing in the morning,
Right.
like every single day for a whole 30 days, like up until his birthday. Like you can't sit here and say that you didn't want to go there and have this like it's longer than The Hobbit. Like it's so long.
Well, it's interesting too because I don't know, Vastic. Two things about this. One, like I have a whole video I'm going to get into about this, which is about internal versus external locus of control, which is like my more analytic side. On the shit poster side, which is what I'm going to just let out in this live stream because I don't get to do it on my channel very much. It's really interesting because he just says the same thing about Tony in the farewell decent I'm getting this wrong.
I haven't
Hillborn
listened to the
posted
farewell decent person call, so I'm not
okay,
sure.
no spoilers. Lorne is very briefly mourning the death of basically his only real friend, as bad of a friend as he may be. Then he pivots to, though he took advantage of a lot of people financially, including me, because of course he does. But then he says, but he never meant to do it. I know he never meant to do it. So it's interesting. So he even uses it in terms of other people.
I think that's maybe something that I like to, and I think that's maybe just me projecting my own mommy issues onto anybody else. but I think it comes a lot from maybe like the way he was raised and how his mother explained things to him, because the way that he talks about it is so childish. Like the way that he says he never meant to do it, like, is always so childish to me. Like I feel like he's stuck in middle school.
Agreed. And you actually can kind of hear pieces of that when he talks to Mama Gwen. Sometimes in some of these calls, you'll hear her talk like him. When he brings up like her eating habits, and we could argue whether he should or not, right? But she'll pivot and she'll do the same deflection that he does. She'll go, well, you know, you do this and you're drinking too much, and she'll pivot too. And it's like when I first started hearing that, I was like, oh fuck, that's where this comes from. Just like you said, right?
Yeah, and even it even goes as deep as like whenever he says before, sometimes, like in the newer calls, if he ever says the word before, it sounds exactly like his mother. Like,
Yeah.
it's identical the way he says it, and it's so weird because, like, I mean, people like to say, "Oh, I'm turning into my mother," or "I'm turning into my father," and like, I totally get that, but like with Lorne, I feel like he's literally turning into Mama Gwen. Like,
Yeah, no, for real. Absolutely. Chef Free. Chef Free's in chat. Bonjour.
bonjour.
Bonjour, you Chef Boyard bitch.
Bonjour, motherfucker. What's up?
That's how special
And
you
you
are to me,
handled
and that's
it
how much
well.
I love you. But he clearly
That's
knows.
that. Did you hear the weird version song?
Did I hear the okay, first of all, so every weird version song, as well as every one of DJ Payne 1's songs that the Great Bapsby just posted on their channel, are all on my workout playlist.
So I have YouTube Music on my phone. That's how I stream my music, and I have an offline playlist that YouTube just like picks out the songs that I've been listening to and just throws them all together. Every week it's a different playlist. And for like the past 2 weeks, I've had Chefry and mac and cheese in in my offline playlist. So I totally
Mac and
understand.
Cheese is from a production standpoint just a masterpiece. When it drops out and there's the claps, like the audience clapping and shit. Like I almost got up out of my seat and cheered. I'm like, this is just transcendent. And I would love to talk to you sometime, and we should probably actually watch the fucking Lorne video at some point. But like I'm just so excited to talk to another person. Who's
Yes,
not one
it's
of my
really
kids,
nice, isn't it?
Who's not one of my kids, and I love my kids, but they're all under 5, so they ain't got shit to say. So about this anyway. But I just was like, this is so good, right? And the Chefry song is oh shit, DJ Payne 1 in the chat. DJ Payne 1 is my hero.
Hello.
Holy shit, what's up, friend?
Came in just in time. We were just talking about you.
Yeah, is this what it's like to have to have people follow your YouTube channel? This is amazing.
It's, you know, you'll start growing and you'll start getting into it, and it's really weird because like some people, like, in a way you sort of see them as celebrities, like Clobbering
Yes.
Time. I've seen him mostly like kind of in a way like a celebrity, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
was so nervous texting him and asking if he wanted to be on my stream. He texted me back like 30 minutes later saying, yeah, sure, that sounds great, like just like a normal person. It's like, why did I think that he wasn't going to be a normal person? Like, what the
Isn't that
fuck?
cool? Yeah, I mean, Clobber sucks, but a lot of people in the community are really cool. And no, I'm kidding. That's a joke. Folks. Sorry. No, Clobber is great. Clobber is the reason. Like, I had messaged Clobber before about the dump, like years ago and whatever, and I have a running gag as Dinosaur Tornado where I would request thought crime on his streams. Anyway, I just emailed him out of the blue before I ever released the first To Catch a Professor video. And I was like, hey, I really respect your opinion. If you have time, will you watch this? I don't know about you, Vass, but I was like, I don't want to be a Joran where like
Yes!
the stuff I make is shit, but everyone's just so nice that no one will tell me it's shit. And Clobber was like, I really like it. And I sent it to Andrew Burkett, who it's a long story, but I know Andy, and he was like, this is good, like go for it. And so I did. So Clobber was so
Yes.
nice, and he's so supportive. Yeah, he's a great dude. I give him shit because it's a gimmick, but he's amazing. But like, yeah, people like Tiffany, like who I've never conversed with, and I'm glad because she scares the shit out of me. But she's like a celebrity to me because she is far and away my favorite catfish. She's amazing. Anyway,
Yeah, no, I totally understand. It's really tight knit. So like, it just like I hate saying this because it sounds super corny, but literally just be yourself, and like, it'll become so much easier.
This community
Sure.
is very tight, like the precious.
I hate you. I hate that you said that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's keep going.
Knows what he's doing is wrong. telling her to delete all evidence of their chat log.
Nuggies,
Okay, delete your archives and remember.
If yourself is Joran, then give up. I don't like. I the fear of becoming the next Joran is so strong. Like,
Really? Isn't it? Isn't it though, for real?
it is. It is because it's like, especially if you're the kind of person that like second guesses yourself. Vast, you would make a great catfish. Dang it! Stop saying that. Oh, but don't stop saying that. Keep saying that. Keep my dream of catfishing Lorne alive. I want to do it so bad, but I don't want
Vast,
to.
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why is there a picture of Justin Timberlake up on the screen right now? What's going on?
He's my favorite Backstreet Boy.
Oh, no, wait,
Duh.
no, that's Lauren, my bad. Okay, sorry.
You? You're not my favorite Backstreet Boy. No, I'm sorry. It's Justin Timberlake.
Oh.
Can you not see? Look, it's Justin Timberlake right
Oh,
there.
Hey, first of all, he was in,
sounds like a bunch
in
of
sync.
old
Have
Beatles.
some integrity. This is offensive to me.
Lauren's voice does kind of sound like shaking a box of dead Beatles.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
So he's right. He does sound like the Beatles.
Nugs, I don't know who Kenneday is. I don't know this stuff. I only recently learned who Joran was, and I wish I hadn't.
I wish I could intake Joran content, but fuck, it's so boring. Oh, sorry. But yeah, he's so fucking boring. Like, he has like 3 things to say, and they're all jerking himself off.
I gotta say, the delete your archives thing, right, is one of my favorite bits of Lorne because
Be a little easy on Joran. It's not his fault. He has the personality of a pile of sawdust.
That's actually a valid counterpoint. The delete your archives is one of my favorite things because in the chat log, so many times Lauren will be like, "Okay, delete your archives." She's like, "Okay." He's like, "Did you delete them?" And he's like, and the decoy is like, "Okay," and he goes, "Okay, good. I can't wait to have sex with you." And then he
Yes!
says something, like,
Yes! Immediately afterwards. He's...
like,
It baffles me. It really does. Like, every time that I sit here and I, like, try to think about Lorne and I try to, like, analyze him in any way, I always end up becoming confused. Like, genuinely confused. Because how is it that somebody could possibly be this stupid and make it to adulthood? It just doesn't make sense.
Rachel D. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's that. And what's the other thing? When Lauren's like, I don't want to get caught, so I'm going to use code here. Make sure and use my PN. It's like, why don't you just go make sure and use my... I don't want anyone to know what we're talking about here. Use my phone N.
That would just make it... I feel... Oh my god, like, it's so
Use
ridiculous.
My P number.
My P number?
Oh,
yes.
Are you anxious to touch my P number? Oh, gosh.
Remember, we gotta break up on Yahoo, then delete your archives, and I'll show it to you on MySpace. Viper GTS in the comments. Oh, it's so ridiculous. If I weren't looking at it, like if it weren't playing out in front of me, I wouldn't believe it.
Right.
Mrs. Kayla Marie Armstrong.
The Mrs. Kayla Marie Armstrong. Mrs. Kayla Marie Armstrong.
So good. This is how I talked to girls when I was like 15 years old. No joke.
What the fuck is a PN? Painted nipple?
Yes.
It's a painted nipple.
Yeah. Someone's never read the chat log.
He was so excited to be here, and he came walking in very proud, very excited.
Look, we got these new chairs and you have to sit down.
Excuse me?
Yeah, look. It's a massage
Hello, Sloth Cat.
chair.
God,
It vibrates when you
Oh
press
my
the
god,
buttons.
Sloth Cat.
Look, oh my god.
Yeah, flip the switches.
Which one is it?
You can use either one of them. It tells you there's one for your butt, there's one for your lower back, and There's one for your upper back.
I just felt my butt.
My butt.
I think.
You can pretty much tell a difference when you press all of them.
Holy, yep, that's my
That
butt.
feels so good, right?
I thought you had
Shivers.
blonde hair.
I
Do
know
you
all
like
these
it? I
names.
dyed it
I
by
think
myself.
Very
It's
exciting for
pretty.
me.
See?
Hello, Sting, Witchert, and Tigglepee Shivers.
Look at his smile. Look at how he's so happy.
I think this is the happiest that this man has ever been in his entire life.
I agree. I completely 100% agree.
Because
This is the closest he's ever come to having sex.
the energy radiating off of this man right now. Like, if you saw this man walking down the street and not know the context of it, like, I would probably feel happy for him, like, walking down the street with that big old smile. Like, man,
Yeah.
like, this guy's having a good day. Like, I hope it lasts for a few more days. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, but like, he's super giddy because he's gonna meet Miss Vagina.
Yeah, exactly. And like you look at his short. Okay, this might sound weird, but look at his shorts. Like he is wearing the basketball shorts he talked about in the chat log. Like he thought he was going to engage in all the things he talked about on his drive and his truck on the way back. Like this is so real to him.
He was willing and ready to literally kidnap this kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, it's just I'm really glad that my Space Molly only got to see Mr. Penis and didn't actually have to experience it.
Can I ask you, what is your take on that? Like, because Lorne is not telling the truth in that call. He never does tell the truth. He's not telling the whole truth. What do you think really happened there?
I have no idea. I wish I could
Yeah,
say
me either.
I wish I could
Me
say
either.
that I have like a strong theory, but like, firstly, Lorne is a liar.
Right.
So like you can't you have to take everything he says with a grain of salt, you know? Cuz like one moment he'll tell you one thing and then the next moment he'll completely change the story and think that you didn't notice. So I believe
Sorry, Jeffrey is. Yeah,
as
his
if you don't even reach the
Lorne
end.
is not a tall man, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, widow
Nothing wrong with that.
baby. Wardrobe courtesy of Walmart. Oh my gosh.
I agree. I've thought about this. If I had to completely freestyle a guess that is not rooted in any reality, my guess would be I almost want to wonder if Molly didn't even know he was going to be there, because he's hiding something. His hedging, his silences, right? He has so many pauses in that chat, like going into the professor thing, going into that call. He's pausing so much to create a version of the story that he thinks is real enough, but will be palatable. Hey, weird versions.
Hey,
Who are
weird
my hero?
versions.
I just told Vast in the chat that all of your songs are on my workout playlist, especially the Sheffrey song, which I think I overdid it on my run, hurt my knee, which is not your fault, but it kind of is.
No, it is your fault. That song goes too fucking hard for no goddamn reason.
Oh, it does. Like, it's so funny because I've been thinking about the Kayla, you sound so sweet, and I was like, I want to hear like a hardcore punk or metal version of
Kayla!
this,
Kayla!
so sweet, like that, right? It'd be so good. And then of course, weird versions did it better.
They're playing My Chemical Romance.
You know, it'd be
Yes.
so good. Like Injustice for All era Metallica. Anyway.
This right here is Dinosaur Tornado, or To Catch a Professor. I forgot to link your dang channel. Let me go do that real quick. But what were you saying?
I don't know, but I don't mean to brag, but I actually have dozens of followers on YouTube, so I'm doing very well. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't like to talk about it, but no, yeah, my guess, and Shin's koala, which how you doing, Shins, is correct.
Oh,
You
Shins
can't
is in the chat. Hello.
take things Lorne says as seriously because anything he says, especially when Lorne gives up something embarrassing or something damning, the reality is so much worse. It's so much worse than what he says. So I don't know. I don't think he engaged in anything physical with Molly. I don't think he's engaged in anything physical with anybody, but something more than what he admitted happened, and that's what makes it so fascinating to me.
So I believe that Lorne has at least engaged in some kind of
Ooh.
yes, in some kind of sexual activity. I don't believe that he is a technical virgin. I believe that Lorne
He's an internet virgin. Like
no
being an internet 5'2".
no. I thoroughly believe that Lorne has taken advantage of someone at some point in his life.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Whether it have been in a drunken state or a mistake or a child, I don't know. But I'm very, very sure that Lorne has gotten his dick wet,
Okay.
but it was not consensual. At least not enthusiastically consensual.
Okay.
That's my take on that. I think he's that slimy. Like,
Sure.
my theory that I have modified more than a dozen times is that Lorne went to see Molly alone and in a jealous rage. Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, Shins, that does make sense.
Absolutely. I think so too. I think so too because the way that he gets angry at the catfish, how he screams at the top of his lungs and sometimes he even hurts his voice doing so. Like he's like, "Oh, my voice is going out from yelling." Blah, 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 blah. Like he hurts himself in these rages. Like imagine if somebody was there in front of him during one of these rages and he
Yeah.
sees this person as weaker than him, he's gonna go for a punch.
Yeah, I agree with Shins in that I do know people that have not had sex at Lauren's age, or particularly the age he was at the time of the sting. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing shameful. You know, penetrative sex is not the only thing that matters, right? You can engage in sexual activity without having, you know,
Yep.
without having heterosexual penetrative sex, whatever. And that's fine. I think if you were to ask me, I think Lauren has engaged in sex acts. Viva GTS, Lauren took home a woman who was too drunk from karaoke. I don't think Lauren has the guts to do. I think maybe if a woman was drunk and very, very aggressive, but Lauren, again, even at Lauren's most aggressive, and I'm going to do a whole video of this on the To Catch a Professor channel.
Which is pinned. It's the pinned comment. Y'all go check it out and subscribe.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Matt. I think that for Lauren to engage in any sort of sexual activity, the woman would have to be very aggressive, which is not unheard of, especially if it's, here's
Somebody who's drunk.
Yeah, and I don't want to power level too much, but I've been at plenty of white trash karaoke bars, and I've seen some stuff happen. Nothing wrong with it. It's all consensual. It's fine. But I could see women at a white trash karaoke bar, and I say that lovingly, like going after Lauren and being like, okay, he at the time, especially if he was relatively fit and had a hat on, sure.
And
it's just that it would have to be end of the bar. Like, I don't buy that he had a one-night stand right before he went to the Sting House. Like, give me a fucking break. Like absolutely not. But I just don't see Lauren as having the confidence to go through a sexual that much sexual activity without the woman being very overly aggressive. Because even in the Sting, he does not get up to go kiss the decoy. He says, "Can I have a kiss?" And he sits there. He looks at her all bashful, like, "Come to me and kiss me." You know what I mean? Like, I really like and I do actually really like a girl. I'm married to her, but when I want her, I'm like, come here, and I'm like, I do my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I've got that confidence, and of course we have that relationship. But when you're trying to impress somebody, you want to be that balance between aggressive but not creepy, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And Lauren doesn't have that skill set. Sloth Cat, because he's too shy in person. I agree, and it is a dance. It's a difficult dance, and it depends on the person you're trying to engage with, of how much assertiveness is enough to make them feel attractive, and how much is too much. Right? It's tricky.
I also have a feeling, and I think this may just be because as a victim, it's kind of difficult to not think of these people as potentially dangerous. You know what I mean? So like, I think that's probably clouding my opinion on it, because what you guys are saying is making a lot of sense. Like, yes, that makes a lot of sense. Like, my opinion might be changed. So like, I have a feeling that the reason why Lorne was like, "Can I have a kiss?" was that he's being he's trying to be as careful as possible, because a lot of these predators think that the crime is forcing yourself on somebody and
Oh,
not
that's a great point.
coming here to do the thing. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I call him Barreled from Animal Crossing. I forget the name of him. Fuck, what is his name? The guy with the cookies. He was in the Weird Versions video. Donald Morrison.
Yes.
Donald Morrison says, I would, he's like super okay with admitting that he would have sex with this kid, but like, he,
Yeah.
like, was drawing the line at not only having sex with boys, but he draws the line at forcing it, as if that is the crime and not everything that he's done up until this point.
Right.
So I think they're just trying to be cautious.
That could be. And let me be clear, like, your opinion is just as, if not more, valid than mine. Like, we'll never know, right? It's just, that's fun. But the entertainment factor, the dark kind of cognitive dissonant entertainment factor of, you'll never know. So you're allowed to kind of come up with your own version of things. Regardless, and that's the thing that I always try to go back to in my own videos, is these guys, as much as we are entertained and create content, like, these are pieces of shit.
Yes. Yes.
Fast. I don't know if you struggle with this, but it's like, how much do I make this entertaining, and how much do I just hammer the point home of, like, this is a fucking terrible person? You know what I mean?
It's a mixture of both. I try to keep things as lighthearted as possible.
Right.
But every so often, I do like to remind the viewers that these people are in fact monsters.
Right.
They are people who wanted at some point to come and put their dick into a child. They were ready to harm this child beyond fixing. So they are monsters. We need to remember, and of course, always for the lulz. We're always here for the lulz, and we're always going to be here for the lulz, because it is really funny. It's hilarious watching Lorne cry and beg for the attention of a fucking robot. Like, it's hilarious. Yeah. But let's not forget that he also he was obviously really creepy with his fucking nieces. You can't sit here and tell me that he didn't try to at least do something with his nieces, because that shit's creepy. Like, he did the whole thing with MySpace Molly, and then this whole thing with Kayla. Like, let's not forget that these are in fact monsters. And as long as you keep that thought in the back of your head, as long as it's there, I think that you can keep it as lighthearted as you want, as long as you remember in the back of your head that, yes, these people are in fact monsters, and the reason why we're keeping it so lighthearted is to shame them into submission.
Right. And I don't know about you, but for me, I'm able to joke and watch and record content about the predators that I'm sure, based upon the content available, have not gone beyond a certain point. Like Lorne, it's nebulous. But there are certain predators, like, I will never make content about on the To Catch a Professor channel, because they've been confirmed to hurt children, and I won't do it. I won't do it. I can't watch footage. I won't like. There's the predator we all know in Flagler Beach who brings his child. I can't do it. I can't watch it.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't want to talk about it. It's too much.
Yeah.
I can't do the cognitive dissonance thing, right? And this is what's interesting. Is I talked to Andrew Burkett about this a long time ago, but TCAP is so interesting. It's a lot like true crime, but even, I don't want to say worse, actually. I guess it's just kind of the same. To enjoy true crime, and I do, you've got to separate. If like I'm being entertained by the story of how somebody meticulously or even really badly murdered someone, but you've got to be able to separate that. You know what I mean? And so it's, and as a content creator, which again, the To Catch a Professor channel is very new, so I'm only very recently a content creator, but that adds a whole level to it of how do I separate this, of how do I make this fun, how do I make this funny without thinking about it. And it's actually kind of, and like folks, if you're not aware, I am a researcher, I'm a professor, that's my profession. And I've done a lot of research on a lot of different things. I've studied anorexia nervosa and bulimia, and I've studied LGBTQ plus bullying and stigmatization, things like that. And so I'm used to interviewing people and talking to people about like the darkest, worst parts of their lives, and sometimes really positive, but like, let's be honest, really negative things too, and being able to partition it. But it leaks into you eventually. It has an impact on you. Like when you're around darkness, the darkness gets in you a little bit, and you got to kind of process it. I don't know if I had a point, but I don't know if I get a chance to talk about this stuff.
No, yeah, it makes complete sense. I totally understand. It's I refer to myself as a gore whore. I enjoy indulging in taking very, very, very dark media.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's something that I probably should talk to my therapist about. I have 2 appointments with my therapist. So
I do. Yes, no shame.
Well, that was a reference to John Connelly, because he says that he has 2 appointments with his therapist that day.
I'm just pro therapy.
Oh no, I actually have. When's my therapy appointment? My first therapy appointment on the 6th?
Monday, yeah.
On Monday. So hey, but like, and I indulge in that content. I don't do it as much anymore, but as a child, like a 14, 15-year-old, I would have a dress-up game pulled up on one tab and a beheading video in the other. And
really?
Yes, that came up until my early 20s, and then it kind of got to me. And it became something that I had to struggle with. I had to work through to find out whether or not watching this media and taking and indulging in this makes me a bad person or not. And I guess that sort of ties into the, I'm indulging in a potential child being molested, like I'm indulging in this media. So like, does that make me a bad person? And is making content about it making me a bad person? It doesn't.
Sure.
I don't think it does, solely
Agreed.
because the context of it, there's nuance to it. So like, when like the darkness does become a part of you, I think that if you...
No, I agree. No, you're making perfect sense.
Like when the darkness becomes a part of you, if you are grounded in who you are as a person and what your morals are, you should be able to process all of that and be able to sit down and say, these are things that I have witnessed. However, there are not things that I condone, and they are not things that I would ever do myself.
Right.
So, like, as a content creator, I think, trying to keep things as lighthearted as possible is easy when you've seen as much shit as I have. So, I mean, whatever whatever makes you feel proud of your content, I think is what I'm trying to get at. Like if you feel like, for example, like Hamburger, because you said you didn't like certain ones, like Hamburger, he
Yeah,
really
that's
did
right.
some shit.
Yeah,
Like
that's one I can't do.
that's one that I don't think I'm ever gonna touch.
Yeah.
Like
And I used to before I knew, like, right, the very real
Puts you in a long
backstory.
list of women who will never touch Hamburger.
what was that?
That puts you in a long list of women that would never touch Hamburger.
He's dead.
He's dead. He's dead.
dead.
His daughters celebrated his death.
Good riddance, you piece of shit. But
Yeah.
first of all, Shin Squala, I'm not fat. I'm losing weight. I'm 190 pounds. I'm far from obese. Anyway, that's, I don't even know what call it's from. I just know the DJ Payne One song that is on my workout playlist to bring it back. But no, again, like Vast, I don't want to put my work hat on too much because
No, put your work hat on. Put it on because I'm a stupid bitch. I don't know anything.
Okay, first of all, you're far from stupid.
You're so far from stupid you wouldn't even imagine.
Yeah, you make your head spin. First of all, you really are, but also Lauren quotes. But I just like being a shit poster. But I've been a shit poster much longer than I've been a professor. That's a funny thing. But to indulge in dark content, like I watch a lot of, like I said, true crime and TCAP and whatnot. It comes from a healthy place of it's not healthy to ignore or much worse, I would argue, than ignore, sort of explain away and justify things that happen, like terrible people get killed, get abused. It's not acceptable, but it's real. So to find a way to accept it and acknowledge it and process it and share that knowledge with other people, even through a form like entertainment, right, is actually very healthy because it allows people who maybe haven't had that trauma and would be like you, for example, based upon what you told me, cannot just wave it away when you hear that stuff. You go, yeah, whatever, they're exaggerating or whatever. That stuff doesn't happen that often. It's too real. But if you present it as entertainment and here's the key part, see someone like Lorne Armstrong right now, he if he's smiling or whatever the fuck, watch him get what he deserves is the catharsis, right? And what a healthy way. And I know that's not because of my degree, but because of conversations with my own therapist. I can tell you're a therapist, but magically a therapist appears. But
a wild therapist has appeared.
A wild therapist is it's therapist uses therapy on To Catch a Professor. It's super effective.
It's super effective.
It is. But it's such a safe.
I just realized Pokemon battle music sounds suspiciously similar to Mission Impossible.
Ugh. Anyway, I'm never gonna think about that ever again.
That's actually a really good point. It's a much better point than whatever the fuck I was saying. But no, I think the beauty of TCAP and true crime, not thought crime, DJ Payne one of the karaoke thought crime. There's not enough likes in this chat. We might have to play thought crime. That's we're gonna have to pay. We're gonna have to play Clobber. We're gonna have to pay Clobber for me saying that he's very restrictive on his copyrights, as you know. But to process your trauma in a way that makes light of it in a respectful way, but also shows people getting their comeuppance is so healthy. And so I think being a content creator for you, Asper Ravioli, I want to compliment you, I think is such a healthy and impressive way to process the things that you've dealt with. And I'm so impressed and proud of you for that. That is so cool.
Thank you. That is reassuring because I think about it a lot because like, for example, one of my streams, I actually had a little bit of a breakdown after it.
Really?
Yes. It was during the how hard did you fight call.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
And
that is the call, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is the zenith of shit for Lorne, the depth of
Oh
shit.
my god, like ooh, like there's points where it makes me so angry that I have to step back. So like I wonder if this is even healthy for me, if this is even doing anything for me, because it's like
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, barbecue sauce on my titties. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sitting here.
I feel like
Jump on the
hold on. I feel like Chris Evans in the Avengers because I'm so old. And I'm like, I got that reference. Like,
Oh yay! Yay! I'm glad you did, because nowadays not a lot of people are getting it, and it really makes me sad.
Oh, good. So I am old. Thanks. Thanks for nothing. No, continue. That's great. That's terrific. Like how I'm like, see, I'm not that old. They're like, that's great because you're fucking old.
Well, I mean, like, I mean, I always feel old, but like, fuck, that was from like 2016, no? That's been, fuck. Let's stop talking about time. Oh my god.
Time is an illusion.
Let's keep making fun of Lorne.
Thank you.
It's very
There you go.
pretty.
Where's
Oh
the
my
pizza?
God.
I was waiting to eat because I thought you were bringing some.
This broke ass ain't bring you no fucking pizza.
He doesn't have money for pizza.
He ain't got
He
money
can't
for
do
a bed.
He can't do a $5 hot and ready. He can't do shit.
Like, that's the worst part. Like, now they're like $6, but like, he could have just gone to Little Caesars and picked up a $5 hot and ready. Like,
I know. I think I'd rather
jeez.
get you a $1.50
The
fucking
only thing hot and ready he wanted to touch was Kayla.
nice. Okay, that's okay. Credit where credit's due. That's funny.
Yeah. I hate him.
It's funny because it is neither hot nor ready.
It is very cold and unprepared.
Bent. And yeah. Bent dink.
Bring you
Bent
pizza.
dink.
Well, weren't you gonna bring me something?
Bent dink.
Well, yes, I was, and I did.
Did you bring any condoms?
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
I
Dan
did.
Jones didn't have enough
Where
gas
are
to
they?
get there and
Oh, in the
back
truck.
and there and back again.
Well,
Let me
what
tell
good
you,
are they gonna do
anybody,
with the truck if we're in
man,
here?
woman, or non-binary, if
Well.
you're courting a human being, and you can't afford to get to their place and back and there and back again, you got some work to do. You got some work to do before you're ready. Just take some time.
Yeah, like,
I just see
we're-
Richard at the bottom of the screen. I'm not used to streaming, so just seeing Richard at the bottom of the screen in all caps going, broke pedo has got me. I see why people do this now. I see why people do this. This is very fun.
it's so fun. I love it. It's such a great stress reliever. And yes, Printer, you do hear the professor.
That's me, Printer. Oh, I love Printer.
I have him right here. He's locked in my basement.
Printer is great. Printer comments on my stuff, and Printer is super nice. Thank you, Printer. I'm a very small account, so I respond to every comment, and I really appreciate them, and I hope I always will. So thank you, Printer. You're the best, man. Or excuse me, man to me is gender neutral. I apologize.
Yeah.
You're the best friend.
Oh, yell at me, why don't you?
Yell at me, why don't you?
I haven't had a kiss yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Wait,
what
I like
did
how he
you
says
wanna
well,
do?
like whale. Like
Whale?
I want a kiss first.
Yeah.
And then what?
Can I have a kiss first?
Well,
Look at-
let's talk
Lorne
first.
looks so
He
young.
just got here.
Yes,
You
he
know,
Would you like me
does.
to go out in the truck and get
He
myself?
still looks old, but now he just like looks like old as fuck. You know what I mean?
He looks like he aged. The man aged like an egg, man. Like it's bad. Homie looks. He looks. You know what? Homie looks the way that somebody who dealt with Winnie would look after dealing with Winnie.
I got you one better. He
What?
looks like a sous vide pork chop.
A sous vide pork chop. Do you guys know what that is? Because I didn't until like this year.
I don't.
It's when you put meat into like a vacuum sealed thing.
It's a not quite a vacuum sealed. Oh yeah, it is a vacuum sealed bag in like 200-degree water for like 3 hours to cook it, and it comes out looking fucking sickly.
It looks gray and
Let me
veiny.
send you a picture of a sous vide pork chop to show the stream.
It's really gross, but yeah, it makes sense. He does look like a sous vide pork chop. He really does. He really does. He aged like a sad turnip. It's true.
So?
No, it's all right.
No?
Hello, Guru. Welcome.
You don't want your thing right now? Present I give you?
Well, what is it?
It's Mr.
Well, I can't
Penis.
tell you. That wouldn't be much of a present if I told you.
Well, you can go get it in a little bit or something, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit, not as bad as what you thought you would be.
Not as bad, but I still am kind of nervous. I'd rather like talk a little bit first, and then like so I'm more comfortable.
Such a
you know.
beta.
That's like cool.
Good.
That's like
I'm really
cool.
glad.
Look at him lick his lips. He's so
I like
nervous.
seeing you in
He's so
person.
scared.
Yeah, I like seeing you too.
Good.
So.
This is getting hot. How come?
Oh, because press the red button. It's like
Oh.
heater too.
He says
You gonna have a
weren't.
seat too?
I like this
My
about
favorite
the
thing is that he
chairs.
actually says
Do ya?
weren't.
Yeah.
Weren't.
Hi, sir.
How are you?
All
Hi,
right,
sir.
How are you doing?
What's happening?
Not too much.
Not too much. You a Boston fan?
Yeah, actually, I don't even watch baseball.
No, but it's a Boston Cap.
It's a Boston Cap, yeah.
Yeah. So what are you up to tonight?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole
So
lot.
Chris,
No.
I try not in my videos. I try not to be a Chris Hansen apologist because Chris has done some shady shit, including taking my fucking money in his Kickstarter, not giving me my fucking mug.
Fucking bitch.
I'm pretty mad. I don't get mad at many things, but if like you tell me, give him my money for a cause, and the cause materializes, and you don't give me what I was promised, like that's not fair to me.
It isn't.
I want my mug. I don't care, but at the same time, I just.
The way he
I have
handles
some-
Lorne.
I have some issues with. Chris is the problem. The problem, Vast, is Chris is the shit. Like Chris is amazing. He's just. I say this in like every episode. Chris is like the human embodiment of daddy big dick energy. He comes in with his divorced dad cosplay outfit, got his fucking button down and his fucking jacket and his not good but expensive at the same time haircut. He probably smells like CK1 or some shit.
Oh,
he
yes.
goes out and he's like he's just like, and he's tall and he's Chris Hansen and he sees through everything and he just slaps down these pedophiles and he's amazing. He's just tremendous. And the funny thing, when I did that video, hold on, I'm grabbing a White Claw. Oh crap. Okay. Peek behind the scenes. What am I gonna get here? It's like what? Well, I got my wife, who is hot as shit, got me the multi-pack of White Claws. It is raspberry.
I was out today. I should have grabbed some wine.
Okay. His new stuff sucks bad. I didn't bother because Gigi kind of warned us. Oh, I love Gigi.
Mm-hmm.
Gigi's amazing. Gigi, and back in the day when I first started watching TCAP stuff online, I still am a big fan of Bass Shaman, but I remember watching Bass Shaman do some random Lorne video and going, okay, this guy's going to be huge. He's a star. He's just got to find his niche, find his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Chris is just, he's so good at what he does. He's so seasoned. You know what I mean? Like, look at him, look down. I'm going into work mode. Look at Chris. His eyes and his head are cocked down to look down at Lorne disapprovingly. You see that?
He's so good at acting like a dad.
Exactly.
Like a disappointed
No.
father.
No, exactly. That's what it is.
Sweet. Like
He said in 5 words what I took like 5,000 to say because you were very smart.
Well, thank you.
Wait, let me see if I can find a sous vide chicken breast that would look better.
A sous vide chicken breast? Now that's a better way to describe Lorne, actually. I'm gonna wait for you to bring me that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris's new stuff really does suck. Like
Is this Hansen versus Predator or after that? 'Cause I don't know
after
anything
Hansen
about-
versus Predator, because he was
Oh,
still
okay.
good at Hansen versus Predator. He was
I
still.
agree. I don't know anything after that, I guess.
He's come up with some stuff, but he's like simping really hard for this one police officer, who's like
Okay.
a raging Christian and not the good kind. Like
Okay.
he's one of those believe in Jesus or you will die in a fire, like very 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 very
Ooh.
shove it down your throat, you
18
know.
inches down
Yeah,
your throat.
Professor.
8
don't like
inches down your throat, you know, like my 8 inches
that.
cock.
Show your girlfriend a real cock.
The way he says that is my favorite.
Shout out to Weird Versions. And,
Ah.
the vastly superior version of Beat It. Like, made
Yes.
Winnie a great singer. Weird Versions I don't know if Weird Versions is still in chat or not. Weird Versions is, I talked about Bass Shaman being a genius. Weird Versions, at some point, people like you and me, Vast, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, Weird Versions. I remember before that person became like the most famous person on the planet.
Yes.
Like,
Oh my
I'm not kidding.
gosh.
I'm not blowing smoke. Like, it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be one of those BuzzFeed things where this person used to make songs about To Catch a Predator and now they're a multimillionaire. Like, that's Weird Versions. They are so talented.
Yes, very much so.
Spicy Apron, a cooking show with a woman who
Dan,
makes
again.
tan.
Dan.
He's so good. And the thing about Weird Versions songs is I love when they are not just a catchy song, but they tell a story.
Yes.
Like the Dan song.
I imagine like both of them sitting across from each other, like with
Yes.
separate pianos, just
Dueling pianos, yes.
smacking against the keys passionately. Like, it's so good. It's so
Oh,
good.
it's genius. It's genius. And you think this all came because this inept person who graduated 87 out of 87 students failed to sexually assault a child. And now we have some of the best songs I've ever heard in my life that I listen to when I'm doing leg lifts at the gym. Like, what is
I
happening?
used to have a really good clip I remembered, but I don't know where it went.
Are you still going on about the sous vide pork?
Yes. You got me on a fucking tangent.
Beat It cover when Lorne and Dan go from fighting to phone sex. Exactly.
Yes.
Even Little McNuggets is
Wondrous.
probably my favorite person on YouTube, but
Wondrous.
don't tell them that.
Oh,
There's no way they'll know.
it's okay. I'll keep your secret.
Thanks. I'm glad no one else can hear this.
Excellent. Delete your archives, okay? You gotta delete them. That way nobody can know. And then we'll go on MySpace, and then we'll go on Yahoo and break up, so the Yahoo police doesn't suspect me when you go missing.
Vass, can I ask you, did you ever have a MySpace?
I did have a MySpace, and like I wanted to trauma post about how like shitty my parents were, but my mom found out about it, and then I deleted it, and I never put it back up.
Sure.
Wait, what are you clipping? I hate it when people just go, "I'm clipping that in my in the chat," because I never know what I said. Like, I don't remember what I said.
I'm sure it's good.
Probably incriminating.
It was probably incriminating. I'm gonna get canceled
Again.
again.
$700 of the work
with you being
on the
a
house
detective older brother.
Again.
Oh man.
Time.
Chris flipping through that chat log,
Flip
like, look
through
at this fucking Book of
dozens and
Mormon
dozens
link
of
thing I
pages
gotta read.
here.
Chris did not read that
Ultimately,
chat log.
It
I read
delves
that chat log.
into
I read the entire chat log.
How
And I
long
don't
did it
make any
take
cent
you?
The money Chris does.
84 years.
How long did it take you to read the whole thing?
Okay. Well, before I go into this, you asked. You're about to hear a story.
Okay.
Keep in mind, I'm a communication professor. Someone in my comments told me that communication is not a real. It's like I as a professor, I know communication is not a real discipline, and I'm like, all right, that's cool. I mean, my checks cash every 2 weeks, no matter what you say on YouTube, but that's fine. But back in the day, I was I worked in broadcasting, and that's how I got into comm. Is I got an associates in broadcast communications, and I worked for a radio station. Anyway, long story short, I used to work from midnight to 8 a.m. Doing radio stuff with my radio voice, and so I had a lot of time to kill, as you can imagine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I watched stuff on YouTube, and this is like 2009. So this is when I got into TCAP. And so I would find random predators on the TCAP videos on YouTube and read their chat logs and to come nuggets. Never mind. And so I would dig up their chat logs on the Perverted Justice website, and I read the Holy Lornography. And so I spent vast from about in the morning to like 8 in the morning alone in this radio station in the middle of the night reading Lauren's chat log. And so everyone filters in for the morning shows about 5:30 in the morning. And they're coming in and I look like I've been doing meth all night because I've just been glued to this computer reading the worst thing I've ever seen about Mr. Penis and like, you want to see it again? And
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I'm sick. I'm too drunk. You can't look at you can't look at me right now. You're just gonna have to look at it and all this stuff. And it broke my brain. And I read some stuff that I'm not proud of. In those long nights, I've read a lot of like Captain N and the Power Team fanfic over the years because of that job. It's just trust me. And so that's how it happened, and that's what hooked me. And I never forgot reading that chat log because I read a lot of chat logs. I read Warwickers, I read oh gosh, like Meat Rockets, you know, but nothing got me like
Lorne.
Thank You, The Dark Knight, because it's so detailed and yet so bland. It's just Lauren, like, you feel this way, right? You know what I mean?
Yes.
You want to look at it, right? And Kayla going, if you want me to, and he goes, oh, okay, I guess you insist. And he's like showing her his dick, like he doesn't give a shit, you know?
It's like he doesn't
like,
understand the difference between offering and ordering.
And he doesn't care about consent, right? Isn't that the point? Like, for somebody like me that like, even if somebody gives consent, I'm still afraid that I shouldn't do something. If that makes any sense to anybody,
Yeah.
like I'm so concerned about, because of, you know, you've been very honest, because of my own stuff. Like I want to be very clear about consent and making sure that people are comfortable with things. And Lauren is the polar opposite of, you want to see it, right? And she's like, I don't know, not really, but I guess maybe, I don't know, I guess maybe if you want me to. And he's like, oh, I knew it. And then he just puts it on his tiny dick because he doesn't give a shit.
I don't know why he's so obsessed with penises in general. Like,
oh, I have a theory on this.
Is it that he's gay? Because I have the same one.
No, he's not cool enough to be gay. Evil Little McNuggets, did you read Omegaverse Smut?
Did you?
I've not had the pleasure. I don't know what that is. I'm very old, though, if that's a recent thing. Like, I'm 40.
No, you know what? Let's just keep that cherry intact.
Okay. Sure. I gotta have one, right? I deserve one.
No. Keep it unpopped. No, just...
Actual decoy says many times, please talk about something else. It's true, Dan Jones.
We're protecting this poor lad from the Omegaverse.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't need to know about
not go into that.
Yeah.
It's a slick slope.
I'd like to hear your theory, but by the way, I do think he is or thought about being gay, ashamed gay. I think he's at least bisexual. He likes dick. He likes dick. He does, and he wants to know what dick feels like, but he's too ashamed of being gay.
Vast Ravioli, we are all bisexual, first and foremost. Let's get that out of the way. We are all at least. Like, we're all gay, folks. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's not an issue.
It's
And once
fine.
Lorne gets over his homophobia, I think, well, he'll never get over his homophobia, but if he were to ever get over it, he would encounter a world of adult people who would probably enjoy his bent penis. I mean,
Thank you, Nuggies, for getting my joke about the slope.
wait, what did you say?
At first I said let's not get into the Omegaverse.
Not.
It's a slick slope.
It's like ew,
Yeah, I
ew,
don't get that
ew.
joke.
It's okay.
I'm with Printer. I'm with Printer. Actually, I don't think Lorne is gay. I think Lorne was raised in not the South as much as he loves to cosplay as a country boy. Lorne was raised in the rural northern United States in a period where homophobia was very normalized, and that being gay, being feminine, was equated with weakness and social stigma. I think Lorne is. Here's the thing: Lorne might be bisexual. I think Lorne is so afraid of femininity in himself. He's so afraid of the potential of being homosexual, of being gay, that I don't know that he could even cognitively go there. I think that he was raised. Excuse me. I am so sorry, Drive. He were raised by Ma. I think that Lorne is so sexually inexperienced that showing his genitals to someone is the most sexual act he's comfortable with. And yeah, McNuggets, that's a good point. I don't know about if you're talking about Lorne's claims of abuse from his family, his brothers. I have mixed emotions about that. I will never go on record as saying somebody that claims abuse is lying. Like I'm just not going to do that. That's not what I'm here for. It's strange that he wouldn't have brought it up before he did, because that's Lorne loves to kitchen sink bad things, but I'm never going to say he's lying. That's just not something I'm going to do.
It's if I like to say that if you like to not believe victims, then you're just siding with the abuser.
Sure.
I don't know. I think Lorne might be at least a little gay. He likes dick. He's gotta like dick. He obsesses over it. The way that he begged Ramona to tell him about seeing the doctor naked, and not telling. He didn't say he said tell me about how you saw the doctor naked. He didn't say why did it happen. He didn't ask what led up to it. He asked about seeing him naked.
Interesting.
And he kept on asking about seeing him naked. You won't tell me about you seeing the doctor naked. Like, I don't know. I think he's at least a little gay. Like, he really likes penis. He at least really likes to talk about it.
Sure. And McNuggets, I agree with you. I'm not. I would rather side with somebody who is making allegations than potentially.
He's just insecure and jealous. That's it. He's not a complex guy. I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe I like
Could
to
be.
think. Maybe I like to think that he's gay just because I know that if I were to ever tell him that I think he's gay, he'd probably explode.
And that really happened. Lorne grabs the phone quickly, and Roy says, "What the fuck? That never happened." So why is that? I've never heard that. And to be clear, like, I don't want to speak for you, but for me, it's just fun to talk about this stuff. I don't think either of us are trying to make definitive claims about Lorne.
Oh, of course not.
No, we're just bullshitting as friends, and so, and it can be easy to take these things too seriously, including for me. To be honest, and so it's good to reorient, and like I don't know, like everybody's opinion is just as valid as mine, if not more so. So,
Sloth Cat made a wonderful point. He's asked about several guys' dinks description and put Wildo in his mouth. Let's not forget about Wildo.
I also want to give McNuggets credit for going. Excuse me, I'm going to continuity correct you on the name of the dildo. That is dedication that I respect. They're like, no, motherfucker, that's the wrong dildo.
What was the name?
Oh shit, it's it's Lamondre? Eelrig! Eelrig!
Ilrirg.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Ilrirg.
I remember a million years ago, Vass, when we talked about fanboying or fan personing or fangirling.
Yes.
I fanboy Eelrig. I love his streams, especially when he does streams with Cornville Three-Way, who is not here because he's Australian, so he's probably a criminal. But no, good day, Cornville, if you ever watch this. But I'm such a fan, and I'm so glad Eelrig is here. It's me, the professor from You Catch a Professor, which y'all should sub because I crank out a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm right. Otherwise, why the big black toy? Get it. Lorne loves dick. You can be straight and love dick, okay? Just because you like gay things doesn't make you a gay.
Very true.
So,
I've taught classes on human sexuality many, many times over my career, and one of the things that I tried to say basically vast as you, just very articulately and succinctly put, is stop worrying about it.
mm-hmm,
You know what I mean? Just do whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. There's no binary.
mm-hmm.
There's no real labels other than those that give you comfort and help you make sense of yourself and the world around you. Do whatever you want to do.
As long as it's consensual and along, like as long
Yep.
as everyone is involved, is of age and consensual, do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt anybody else. Be on repair and make sure it's consensual, and then go have fun.
And if you are going to do a little hurt play, be safe.
Exactly. I'm not gay, but I really enjoy dick. So far, exclusively my dick. But hey, we'll see.
Again, that doesn't make you gay. You can enjoy your own penis and still be a straight man.
Sure. I remember
We will just bully you for it.
I was in
Well,
college once.
you're talking about Eelrig there. You're talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Eelrig.
Oh yeah.
I was in college once, and I was visiting my friend and his then girlfriend, now wife.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a weird thing. We were in a band together, whatever. But he's like, "Hey, do you want to see this sex tape we made?"
Oh.
And I was like, "Hell yes, I want to see this sex tape you made." And I'm trying not to say his name, not that anyone cares. He's like, "You're gonna see my junk. Is that okay?" And I was like, "Heck yeah, let's do it." Because I'm like, I don't know, why not? You know what I mean? Like, what is it gonna make me gay? Like, you know what I mean? Any more gay than I already am? Like, screw it. It's just bodies doing things.
Yeah.
I don't know. Life is for the living, man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is true.
A very sexually explicit conversation.
So Lorne sucks.
What if you despise penises because I do? Penises are the reason I don't believe in God. Wow. Listen, dude, I love dick, so I can't relate. I'm sorry.
Good for you.
Thank
I
you.
wish I were sticking it in you right now.
I wish I were sticking it in you right now. That's another thing with Lorne. He likes to say things like sticking it in you and like...
Yeah.
He describes sex with women as something very gross.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's really... It's graphic and uncomfortable sounding. Like, sticking something into me doesn't sound pleasant. Like...
No, it's very...
It barely
straight
sounds
masculine
Yes.
experience version.
It's really creepy, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Agreed. Look how sad Lorne is in this point.
Oh, poor baby.
Do you think naughty thoughts about
Covering
me
his
before you go to
face.
sleep?
Lorne is not a good actor.
No, he's not.
You talk about
And it's funny because we hear
getting
his
married.
bad acting so much, but we don't see it that often.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. That is true. And it's so funny because his acting is so bad you can hear it.
Yeah, exactly. But you look at his face and like you just look at him and go,
At least Lorne can cry on command. He's already better than Amber Turd.
"This is a man that just feels bad for himself."
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck he doesn't care that he potentially hurt a little kid. He is so upset that his precious princess isn't real.
And Dan Jones, don't feel bad. Like I think his tears, not often, but I think in the interrogation in particular, are legitimate. But he's crying for himself. Like he's crying because his life is ruined. Lorne and Vast, we talked about this at the beginning of the stream. Lorne has learned behaviors, right, from his childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Lorne clearly learned, especially as one of the younger of multiple children, that if he cries, he'll get attention or he'll get out of something. I think that's where it comes from.
He also holds a lot of power and a lot of meaning to tears. Like for him, crying is the ultimate show of emotion. To like, if you cry in front of somebody else, it's this huge big deal, you know.
It's very real contrition. You must be very sorry if you're crying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
How well versed are you on the Ramona calls?
I don't want to say that I'm very well versed, but I mean I get the timelines confused a little bit sometimes, but like if
Not like that. Just you've heard them though.
Yeah.
Okay, and to chat too. I want to hear you particularly, but everybody's opinion on the. Lauren, are you crying?
It's my favorite sound bite.
Is it? Oh God, it pisses me off. Fuck, it pisses me off.
Why?
Because it's like this off ramp for him for his accountability. Ramona will be like hammering him of, why are you lying? You were gonna have sex with Michelle Simpson at the Dunkin' Donuts. And Lauren, he's like, yeah, but this, and she's like, no, Lauren, because of this. No, Lauren, because of this. No, Lauren, are you crying? And it's just like, no, damn it. And no, Nuggets, I love Ramona. Ramona is, I really enjoy Ramona calls, but every once in a while I'm like, no, damn it. And that's why I like when Debbie or Tiffany, as Debbie, will go, Lauren, there's that moment, Lauren, are you crying? He goes, yeah. She goes, why? It's such catharsis. It's such catharsis for me.
Oh.
This
It builds into a very sexually explicit conversation, right? I wish I were sticking it in you right now.
Ramona's insane repetitiveness, because she says things repeatedly, Printer.
I think it's hilarious that he never lets her talk.
In Printer, in Ramona's defense, if I were freestyling a conversation with Lauren, I don't think I would do a particularly good job. You know, this is hard. It's hard to do a good job, to know what your audience wants. You know what I mean? It's tricky. No editing. You're just saying whatever you need to in the moment.
I mean, I really like editing. I love editing, but like, it's so much easier to just go live and not edit.
I imagine so.
You have to repeat yourself with Lorne because he won't answer until you ask him for the 20th time. Yeah. Brilliant thing about Ramona, she gave him an inch and then took a mile and showed who it was. He was
very harsh with her, Dan Jones.
Yeah, he really was.
Tell him maybe Jamie with the Rod and Jeffrey calls.
Oh my gosh.
Ramona's grandma call, who's so important, and he like breaks his voice, who's so special, who's so important, and he breaks it, and it's like, wow, he's just a rage. And she's just talking to this doctor about her grandmother.
Like the 30 seconds he was put on hold,
Yeah.
and he freaked the fuck out over it. Like he wants to be cheated on so badly. Like he's such a cuck.
Yes. Why do you think he wants that?
Because he's a cuck.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Cucky wucky.
Like, in a sense, okay, that can mean several different things. Do you think he gains like sexual gratification from that, or it like you do?
Oh yeah, I think he gets off on that. I think that every time that he gets into a fight with his catfish girlfriends over some other guy,
Okay.
after that he goes to bed and jerks off to it.
Really? See,
That-
I've never thought about it that way.
I think, and honestly, I think that I base my opinions on Lorne on how much I hate him and how much my opinion of him would hurt him. So like, I just think it's fun to think of him that way. But no, like I really do think that like
Okay.
he gets off on the anger, and he gets off on like knowing that his girlfriend is potentially fucking somebody else.
Okay.
There's robot news. Hello? Have you heard the robot news? I have not heard the robot news. Whoever has robot news. Oh, the robot's pregnant? Who's the dad?
I am.
I don't think we know.
We don't know who the dad is, and how's Lorne taking it?
We should play the call.
How's Lorne taking it? Oh my gosh.
Very badly. I've heard this call. He's taking it very badly.
Well, we can do that. Do you want to come on tomorrow?
Me?
Yes.
If I can't, yes. Peek behind the curtain. Folks, I have very small kids, so my timeline shifts based upon when they go to sleep, but yeah, I'd love to.
Okay, cool. So we can do that tomorrow, or the next time, so we can like do the rest of this, and then we'll do that call later, because I have not heard that call. Bear is
Oh,
the
it's so
dad.
good.
Hello?
I said I was
You're
the
gonna love
dad.
it.
Did you not listen to me?
When did you have time to do this?
Last Thursday?
It's confirmed. He wants her to get an abortion because it weren't made out of love. Oh my fucking god. Here we
Okay,
go.
can I give you a spoiler?
Yes.
It's like one of my favorite robot reactions of all time, which is the robot, and folks don't be mad if I don't get this right verbatim, but the robot goes, "Were you?" And Lauren is like, "Well, yes, all of us kids were made out of love.
No.
But your parents got divorced when you were a baby." It's amazing. It's like just gut shattering. It's
What
so
a
good.
fucking
You're gonna
nerd.
love it.
That's hilarious. I haven't heard it yet,
Ro-
so does
Robot assist
who has that
Go ahead.
call?
reborn.
Okay, cool.
Excuse me, healborn.
Yeah, I know him as both, so it's okay. His dad literally tried to kill Gwen. What the fuck? Did he
Sure.
really?
Yeah, well, based upon Lauren's telling that his uncle had to assault his father to keep him. It's one of my favorite Ramona quotes, actually. McNuggets, when when Ramona goes, "Okay, Lauren, we'll talk in a second about how your dad tried to kill your mom. Let me just go to the store or whatever." Like, she's just trying to do her job. She's heard so much shit at that point. She's like, "All right, Lauren, all right, we'll talk about how your dad tried to kill your mom, and we'll just give me a second."
I
And
listened to a soundbite, and it's my favorite thing, and it reminds me of this one. He goes, "You know what your problem is? Your problem is that your dad molested you." Or something along those
yeah.
lines. And
Yeah.
the first time I heard it, I laughed so fucking hard. I could not stand how fucking out of the random, out of the blue that shit just how he can just say these things. Like the how hard did you fight thing? Like how do you say that to somebody? Like how do you open your mouth and these things come out and you don't stop them from coming out? Hello, Allison Marie Armstrong. Welcome. Also, Bear and Vass need to go to a couples therapist to work on their communication skills. I don't know who this guy fucks. I don't care who this guy fucks.
Well, because I just said it over your shoulder and you ignored it, is what they're talking about.
Oh, well, I don't know who this guy fucks. You know, where father son. Vass, he said it on purpose. That's why. That's true. That's how he can do it. That's right. You're right. The Ramona calls are perfect because she found the precise middle ground between trolling him and genuinely speaking to him to understand his twisted psychology. And the story was much easier to follow. That's true.
Dark Knight, I'm a big Ramona fan for the same reason. I like the robot calls a lot because of the simplicity, too.
Yeah.
Follow it pretty well. And I like the Debbie calls because Tiffany just lets them have it.
Oh, yes. Debbie the Dominatrix. A classic.
Oh, it's so good. And I'm a Predator, MySpace Molly. And I know people love the Winnie stuff. And if I hadn't dug too deep into the dump, because in the original dump, there's a lot of Winnie stuff that was just, I don't know, just making just random sheetrock and making Lorne feel good about himself and stuff. And like, look, I'm not judging anybody. That's not my role, but it wasn't my thing for the most part. The Winnie stuff that's come out through Raptor Bacon, I really like a lot because I think Raptor Bacon does a really good job of curating all that content, which is a lot. The pedophile call is amazing. No, it is. It's so cathartic.
You are a pedophile. Pedophile! That's it!
That's it! Right? So cathartic. And yeah, the Bud Light polygraph and whatnot. Yeah. And, you know, people have their favorite things, and that's totally fine. That's part of what makes the fandom interesting. But I was going to say, I enjoyed the Ramona call because it was before Lorne, in essence, like, was, you know, spiritually married to a space alien or whatever the fuck is going to be the next thing that happens. But yeah, the pedophile call, I think, was Casey Dan Jones, which I did not know until recently.
I was just asked how I got Steve Carell to go live with me. So apparently you sound like Steve Carell.
Okay.
The Winnie calls are cringe at times, but add important information about how Lorne reacts when a mirror of his behavior is held up to him.
Yeah, I get that now. I didn't used to, but I do now.
I love Winnie solely because of how outrageously ridiculous she is and how everything that she does and says is so over the top and just obviously fake.
Yeah.
And he just can't see it. He just goes along with it. And I love it when she just throws random video game music at him, when she makes him sing Thought Crime. Oh my god, that's so funny. Like, Rhoda's funeral, the seance, like, it's so ridiculous. And anybody could see that it's fake from a mile away. Except for Lorne.
And Winnie too. What I do like, to be clear about Winnie, is when she'll be like, "Well, you're just a fat, mentally disabled pedophile. It's okay, baby. I love you." And Lauren goes, "Oh Christ, you're so beautiful."
Yeah. It's
You know what I mean?
delightful.
Like, she'll just. It really desensitized Lorne, because you go back to the Ramona calls where she goes, "Well, you tried to fuck a kid," and Lauren's like, "All right, we're broken up. Don't ever say that to me again." And then you fast forward to the when he calls, and she's like, "Well, you know, you're a fat, ugly, backward tooth pedophile, and your mom looks like a gorilla, and she, and you, and so on and so forth. Things that this family won't go into." And he's like, "You better cut out your bullshit, baby." You know.
Yeah, I
And
see that.
no, and I don't have a point. I just think it's amazing the progression. Is Lorne mentally disabled, in my opinion? I am not Dan Jones. I am not professionally qualified to make that distinction.
I'm not either, but I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. I am far from qualified, but you bet there's something going on in there. Something ain't right in there. There has to be a screw loose somewhere. 'Cause like you can't. I find it absolutely impossible to believe that anybody could believe any of this.
I think my Lorne impression is excellent.
Hey.
Oh, it weren't excellent, but I talked about this in my Lorne Armstrong and narcissistic personality disorder video.
I just watched that one, yes.
Oh, good. And so I think so much of what Lorne puts up with is he's just got to get... Lorne can't be alone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He can't stand it. That's why when he talks to the robot or Ramona of, okay, and he does the math, probably the first time he's ever successfully done math in his life, where he goes, okay, so you went to bed at 4:30. In my time zone, that's 5:30. And then at 9:30 you woke up. Who were you talking to for those hours?
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe she was just, I don't know, reading a book, taking a shit, like
sleeping, maybe
a sandwich, going to sleep. Like, but to Lorne, it's like, if you are awake and you have the option to be speaking to a person, there's no way you would not be taking that option. And I don't know about you, Beth, like, I have a great family. I've got a great wife. I've got wonderful kids. But if I get 10 minutes to myself, you know what I want to do? Anything that doesn't involve other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Absolutely. Right now it's just me, my husband, and then we have our grandmother staying with us. But
nice.
Not to say that she is our collective grandmother. She is his grandmother. I swear to God, we're not siblings.
We're siblings. It's okay, you can tell.
No, continue.
Sweet home
The extra
Alabama.
2 fingers on the right hand makes plucking banjo.
Y'all are from
easier.
Phoenix City, Alabama, aren't you? I can tell.
Oh, no. We're down in Texas.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if you've ever been to Phoenix City, they spell it Phenix. That's how good they are at stuff.
That's nice. What were we talking about?
That Lorne can't stand to be alone.
Lorne can't stand to be alone. I was gonna make a point. Fuck, and I completely missed it. Damn it. I can't remember what it was, cause like, you said something and it made me think.
Well, that's dangerous.
Because I love my family, but when I have time to be alone, I think that's healthy.
Oh, yes. That right there. That. Lorne knows that anybody else is better than him. So he is worried. So worried that at any moment, anybody better than him, which is anyone at all, is going to come up and snatch up his girl because he's not there to make sure that she is under his fist. Like,
yeah.
Like, he knows that they can do better than him.
Yeah.
And that's why he's so obsessed with keeping them on the phone all the time, because he's scared that he's going to lose them otherwise.
Okay. I think that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not uncommon, right? You hear a lot of people that are like, well, my my girlfriend's going on this trip, or my boyfriend's going on this trip, or whatever, and I'm worried they'll cheat on me. And I have students say this to me. They'll say, Professor, what do I do? Because I teach classes in relationships, which does not make me the authority by any means, but they're young and they want advice. So I take it seriously, and they'll say, "Well, okay, well, my girlfriend's going away for spring break, or boyfriend with her friends. What do I do? I'm worried they will cheat on me." And I always tell them the same thing of like, friend, if the only thing keeping your partner from cheating on you, if you're in a monogamous relationship, is your intervention,
You
like
don't need 'em.
they will cheat on you unless you stop them, you should not be in that relationship
Mm-hmm.
because that's not a monogamous relationship.
If you're worried that if you're worried they're gonna cheat, if you don't trust them enough to let them go off on their own, then you probably shouldn't be in that relationship.
Exactly. Or, rethink exactly, Dan Jones, if you're worried you shouldn't bother. Like, or rethink the nature of your relationship. If you think they want to do that, that's a need that is going to need to be filled, and is probably legitimate. It may not make sense within the context of your relationship. And that's easy for me to say, harder for someone in that relationship, but that's how I feel.
Yeah, like I think cheating is one of the stupidest things that people can do when all you have to do is walk up to the person that you're with and say, "This is what I need." And if they can't provide it, then maybe we should find ways to do it. Like sex isn't because if you're gonna cheat for sex. Obviously that's you know. So like, why not just come clean and ask? Like, I know it can be a little embarrassing or but like, if you're in a committed monogamous relationship, you shouldn't be scared. This should be one of the people that you trust the most,
Yeah, Nuggets, you bring up a good point. People emotionally cheat. And I don't know that the principle is that different, Nuggets. Like, I think you at least first should go if you're comfortable. And you should be. Or at least throw the Hail Mary and go to your partner and go, hey, something here, there's something I'm not getting. And there's nothing wrong with saying to a partner, in theory, right? In theory, I don't know what it is, but there's something I'm not getting, and I want to figure out what that is. But on the other side, if you can't get something, but you value your relationship, find a way to get it safely, in a way that makes your partner feel safe. Nuggets, you're doing fine. You are doing a good job. Should we talk about how Lorne has a broke dick? Because we're talking about some deep shit here. Not getting into deep shit.
Scoliosis dick. His pee-pee got scoliosis.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, he accidentally thrust it into a wall.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
Weird.
gosh.
I'm a dinosaur tornado,
That's what he
technically,
gets for
so
fucking the drywall.
be careful what you say.
What did you say?
That's what he gets for fucking the drywall. He tried to Kyle cock it and it didn't work.
It's Kyle Cock.
Yeah, shut the fuck up about my fucking broken dick, because my dick ain't broke.
My dick is far from broke.
Far from broke.
So far from broke it'll make your head spin.
Yeah.
Well, definitely ain't fucking rich. That's for damn sure.
Told me.
This tank is really small.
What the fuck?
I don't know what call the... Thank you. Yes, it was a jinx. I don't know what call the I'm fucking you tonight is from. I hope someday to find out. But I almost don't want to know because I love that. I love that song so much.
I don't think I've
Okay.
ever heard that.
I'm fucking you. That's so good. It's so good.
Should have been.
He's coming back, Casey. He's trying to
Oh,
make
what the
sure,
fuck?
sure he can see you.
In a few minutes,
And so, because you got taken advantage by a couple of women on the internet,
Real.
she wasn't real.
This is the Amanda
She,
James story.
My sister wanted to say hi to her. And
Okay. Oh,
my
excuse
sister
me.
had
Oh,
been on the
Lord.
internet for a couple of years, and she was able to read people pretty good.
What's your take on
And what
Amanda
happened?
James?
And she get on the
My
phone.
take on Amanda James?
Mhm.
She got her money's worth.
Yeah.
Like, if, like, taking advantage of somebody isn't great, but like it's Lorne, so
She got his money's worth.
yeah. I mean, she did what she had to do to get that Dale Earnhardt merch, so
Yeah.
Well,
You don't know how what?
I don't know how it lead to this.
Well, here, let me take you down the road. This is how it
What a
goes. We
weird
started with
story,
this,
though.
and then it goes to. So this is as thick as a telephone book, by the way. This chat.
Talk
You
about
started
things
chatting with
he's
her
not
when?
saying.
Last month. So you've been chatting with this young woman for a month. And so it starts with you being the protective older brother type. And we flip through dozens and dozens of pages here. And ultimately, it builds into a very sexually explicit conversation.
he brings it up because he thinks Printer bringing up Amanda James to Chris at that point was bizarre. Like, it's to garner sympathy. Like, there's literally no other reason
Agreed.
for it.
Agreed. I originally thought he made it up. Whole cloth off the top of his head because the Amanda James name was so weird. But yeah, I think that Printer. I don't. He hadn't had time to workshop the mac and cheese and the deviled eggs. I think it was just the most recent pain he had. Point to. Because I think Lauren had learned throughout his childhood, like, bring up some grievance, something bad that happened to you that's tangentially related, and you'll maybe get away with it.
Yeah, that's. He thinks that exposing oneself in some way is going to get him out of anything.
Yeah.
Right? I wish I were sticking it in you right now.
So gross.
He's so pouty. Look how pouty. Oh, he's eyes closed. Chris is just.
You tell her to delete
This
her
is Chris
archives.
at peak big dick energy. Chris Hansen too.
Oh yeah, back when Chris was nailing these guys back and forth.
And it's the last one too, so Chris is like at his zenith. Of, like, he's not, older. I'm not gonna body shame, but older Hansen versus Predator Chris. He's confident. He's cocky. And Bowling Green has like the fewest predators, but like the most entertaining at the same time.
Yup, absolutely.
It's like all killer, no filler. It's amazing.
After we stop talking again, okay? Why did you want her to delete her
Alpha
archives?
versus beta. No, exactly. Chris is just
Help me out.
in control, and Lorne is just submitting. And you gotta look at the bottom
wanna get in
left
trouble.
with Lorne's pale feet and legs just straight across in the recliner. I don't know. It just tickles me. He looks so he's just in such a position of weakness, physical position of weakness.
Absolutely. Also, like, if you put them both in a ring, Lorne would lose.
Oh sure, and like look at the way Chris is dressed. Like, Chris looks good. Lorne looks like a Walmart athletic department mannequin from like Fallout 4. Like, he looks like shit. It's amazing.
And aren't they about the same age here?
Probably. I don't know. Chris might be a bit older. I don't know. Playing Tickle with another guy.
Tickle.
Evil Little McNuggets. I'm from the American South. I say tickle. It tickles me. Like, makes me happy. Sorry.
We talk weird down here.
We do. It's the whole thing.
You don't want her to get in
Lauren
trouble
is
by
a
her
walking
parents.
Kmart ad from the 90s. No, he is. He looks like a Kmart mannequin.
He does.
He does, yeah. Like, you want to get dressed up for no money down?
And
There you go. Yeah, Dark Knight. I can't believe NBC trying to get ratings would have omitted. Here's a
Do
good
you
one.
think naughty thoughts about me
Is
before you go to
Miss
sleep?
Vagina thinking about Mr. Penis? Like that's a license to print money, and they just
You
pass
talk
it
about
up.
getting
Right?
married to her. Getting married. She's 13.
Yeah, once,
Huh?
when she was 18.
Lauren, so
Where did you-
mopey,
I met when she
hang
was 18.
dog,
You were going to marry her when
boo
she
boo
was 13.
face. Lauren looks so
But you're just
young
going to have sex with
compared
her
to
from the
like.
ages of 13.
And I know in the
to 18.
Jamie the robot videos, he's got his glasses on, his hair is great, but he looks so young.
Really? I think he looks like chewed a ball of bubblegum. Like, I think he looks old.
He doesn't look good. He looks comparatively young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lorne always kind of looks like the way I always describe Lorne as he looks like a Jim Henson's Muppet, but not one of the ones that are out front, but one of the, like the back,
the back.
camera Muppets that they don't have to carve out the details that well. You know,
I totally understand. Yep.
that's what it looks like to me.
Yup.
Shave his head, grow some stubble, do some pussy. Yeah, no, I agree. He's like if there's one thing I've learned is like your face is your face, you know. But if you dress well and you're nice, and if you can do facial hair, if that's relevant, or hair, or no hair, shave your head. You can make what you've got work.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you work out. If you're into that. Like you've got some wiggle room, and Lauren is not a good-looking man. Like his nose is bulbous, you know. He's lopsided. But there are much worse-looking predators on the show. You know,
Donald Morrison.
Holy shit! That's exactly what I was gonna say. You cannot put lipstick on a pig that is Donald Morrison. Too far gone.
I feel like that is like the textbook definition of what a pedophile looks like.
Yep. I think didn't Chris kind of even insinuate that? It might have been the unseen tapes where he's like, this is what you put with a stain on a shirt. Like, bro, my friend.
Yeah. Also, the whole stain on his shirt, like, I know it's a mystery stain. We're not sure exactly what it was, but, like, didn't he say he was gonna, like, take a shower right before, like...
He wanted to shower in her shower.
I don't know, like, I feel like if you're gonna show up for a date, especially if you're gonna show up to try to fuck somebody, you should at least not be sweaty.
Oh, I have it on good authority. That's the first thing you do is take a shower.
Yeah. It's a cum stain, come on, folks.
Shame on you.
Are you excited about me or my penis?
Lorne just closing his eyes.
Did you bring anything else with you tonight?
See, Lorne screams and yells when he's on the phone with Dan or whoever, you know what I mean? But when Lorne is faced with a dominant male, Lorne just crumples.
Oh, absolutely. He's scared of men.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like anything?
I didn't say anything bad about Miss Piggy. I was talking about background
alcohol.
Muppets. The Muppets they don't do that good a job on. So
Yeah, the ones that just have, like, the two eyes and
This
the
is fake
mouth
news.
instead of, like, all of the intricacies. Intricacies
oh, you got it. That's what I'm
of the
saying.
other Muppets.
Trying to box me into Miss Piggy shaming. Never.
Love Miss Piggy.
Over my dead body. Miss Piggy is a feminist icon, first of all.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
thing one. That's thing one. Thing two.
I love
Oh,
that she never
look,
gets to thing
like-
2 ever.
Yeah, McNuggets. I knew that was a bad metaphor, and I will openly apologize. That was a mistake.
So just the bracelet.
It's his hand
And
and
the
feet placement in an effort to make himself as small as possible. Let me look. Probably. Lorne crosses his legs at one point. That's a self-soothing thing. There's not much more withdrawing. Lorne doesn't like cross his arms or shrink in on himself the way that like Nervous Nelly does in the Jeff Sokol video I just posted. Cough, cough. But Lorne is submitting. Lorne is looking down. Lorne is trying to look contrite. He's not very good at it because he doesn't actually feel like he did anything he did was wrong. But he's trying to display that. So Lorne is submitting. Lorne is acquiescing to Chris. I do have a high ponytail right now, McNuggets, but I'm not sending a picture. No face reveal at this point.
What do you think ought to happen? Oh, here's a good one. Is Miss Vagina thinking about Mr. Penis? What is she thinking?
And crying.
Fake crying.
I hate fake crying. Lorne's fake crying is amazing.
What do you think ought to
because
happen?
there's different types of it.
Yep. There's
Or
a
he
fake
just-
cry that he does when he wants something. There's a fake
Yeah.
cry that he does when he's supposed to feel guilty about something but doesn't really feel guilty about it.
Yeah, he'll do the kind of like when he's really upset, trying to pretend to, the kind of breathing. And but most of the time, it's he just kind of talks with his eyes squeezed shut like that, and that's supposed to be
He does the
Crying.
whole Amber Heard,
Real.
my dog stepped on a bee bit.
yeah.
Help me out.
Oh, he's so sad.
I think I should go to counseling to get off the internet.
You should go to counseling and get off the internet. Did you ever
Look how we
say
want
to
me
yourself,
to
hey man, I
contact.
got a problem here?
No, because
He's
I never
so
thought I
submissive.
did.
You never thought you
His,
did.
and his legs are crossed on the chair. Just to comfort himself.
Because he never figured out how to fucking
Does this
take it down.
incident make you think that perhaps you have a problem?
That is weird.
I'd be terrified to go to the South. I just assume I'd be killed. Honestly, though, like, I'm surprised I've made it so far. And probably the reason why I've made it so far is because I don't leave my house very often. But yeah, the South sucks.
Yeah, it does.
What are you gonna do about it?
But Lauren's a country boy from all the way down in
I can do
Maine?
something I can't do that. Go on.
nothing more southern than Maine.
Well, you
Well.
ever watch television much?
Whale.
Yell at me, why don't you?
You ever watch a program called
Look at
Dateline
that.
NBC?
Look at his face. Trying harder and harder.
Well, there's something I gotta tell you.
There's no
100%
tears though. You can
Dateline
even tell.
NBC.
There's no actual tears.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, he's not actually crying. He is trying really hard to cry.
Now you're free
Yeah.
to walk out of this house right now.
Exactly.
If there's anything else you want to say,
He learned that at some point in his life. If he fake cries. And I think that's probably a product of being one of many children to an overextended mother. If you show that you're upset, an extreme version of being upset, like crying, you'll get the attention you want.
Yeah. I think that's what it is, because, I mean, it just makes sense.
Yeah. It's a simple explanation. Like, get down, get down.
Police, down, get down.
He's taken to the local police station where his car is searched.
Well, in Mr. Armstrong's truck, we found some condoms.
I love how they
a
showcase
variety
the
pack,
pleasure
plus-
The
pack.
fucking pleasure pack, the variety
The-
pack.
The-
He came
the
so
$1.50
prepared.
bracelet. That's the thing about these predators. They always get like a pack of condoms, like they're gonna be just straight fucking for like
Yes.
3 days.
Yes, it's so ridiculous.
Like, dude, you're not gonna fuck that much. Get a gas station pack of condoms, man. Save yourself some money. You don't have enough gas to get there and back and there and back again. Maybe don't buy like a 12-pack of condoms. Get a 3-pack, brother. It's cheap. I hear.
Hold on. Let me check out how much. Let's see.
Go for it.
Pleasure pack.
I agree,
Frozen
Gilrear.
condoms.
I'm not being negative about Mama Gwen, but when you have that many kids and you're raising them by and large on your own, you know, you've got to squeaky wheel get the grease, man.
Yo, that motherfucker's $20.
Good lord, inflation. Oh, my kid's up, folks. I'm gonna dip. This was
Okay.
super fun, fast. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you for being here.
It was my pleasure. Everybody have a great night. I'm gonna go help my son get back to sleep. I'll
All
talk to
right.
all of you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys. Let's finish up this video here real quick.
With jewelry.
And later, he's interviewed by law enforcement.
I believe you transmitted quite a few photographs. I'd like an attorney. All right, sir.
All right. So that's the end of that, you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for coming. Go to the link that I pinned here to subscribe to Catch a Professor's channel. I got the pleasure pack for my first time. It was like 2 of each type. We ended up not using condoms for very long, however. I think it was just like $10. He got the one that had like 40 in them, I think. So like that one's like $20. But there's one that's like $5. That has like 2 of each, I think. But yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys as always with a song. You know how it is. You know how it is. And yeah, so I hope you guys have a really good night, and I will see y'all when I see y'all. Bye bye.